evening, and thank you for joining Local 5's first 5 p.m. here on WFRV Plus. I am your host with the wrong background. Sorry, it has been just a chaotic last 30 minutes. Unfortunately, there we go. We're all good to go, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, we had some stuff happen to where there was a football game that was on our CBS station that had run long, and we wanted to try and get the what do you call it? Get a little bit of our newscast on WFRV Plus. So I was trying all sorts of things, and I think I got it to work pretty nicely. But yeah, happy New Year's Eve. I hope all you guys are having a at least getting your plans ready here, getting prepared to go over. We're about that time where you start getting together. Big college football game coming up later tonight. Ohio State and Miami are playing. Bucks are playing tonight for those who strictly care about Wisconsin sports. But I know I have some good fun plans set here. I'll be going over to my buddy's place in a little bit, and we're just gonna hang out, listen to some music. Not feeling the greatest, but that's okay. It's nothing too severe. It's just a little congestion, as you could probably tell. I sound a little bit nasally here today, but tomorrow's episode, just a little heads up, is a pre-recorded episode from today. Hold on, let me get the time up there for you guys. Sorry about that. It's a best of 2025. So I took a bunch of different clips from, we started off with the very first 5 p.m. show, me reading off a computer screen because I thought it would be super, super formal and stuff like that. And I, wanted to do a good job right away, but I'm reading about 100 miles an hour for sure. It's kind of funny just to see how far we've come and how much we've grown as a host of First 5 p.m. And it's all thanks to you guys. I mean, it's great. I'm super, super stoked to still be able to do this at Local 5, and it's only going to get better and better on WFRV Plus. We got plenty of stuff planned that I can't say, unfortunately, quite yet, but there is a lot of big things coming to WFRV Plus as we continue to focus more and more on our streaming app. So, big things to come in 2026 for sure. Most of the regular programming you see on here, First 5, it's not going anywhere. It'll be the same thing every single day at 5:30. Some of the shows, the Near Fall, I love with Devin Willems and Nick Whitwer and Ben Newhouse, those guys. The wrestling show that'll most likely stick around. WFRV Fantasy Football Huddle with Ryan Kudish and Blake Bortz. Obviously, we'll take a little bit of a break. With the fantasy football season pretty much wrapping up last week or at the latest this week. The Inside the Garage, Blake and I still have a ton of stuff planned for the offseason, which we're looking forward to. And then the Sports Lounge with Sean Kornewski and, Adam, I think his name is. I don't know. Anyways, they do a great job of bringing in guests and stuff like that. So all those programs will continue for the most part, aside from WFRV Fantasy Football Huddle, so you don't have to worry about missing any of those. But let's go ahead and get into some of the news today. Let me go ahead and pull up the website here. Now, not a whole lot of stuff going on today, but one really cool and interesting story. Let me see if I can quickly download this to share with you guys, because like I said, I didn't have the prep time I usually take. It was cut short based on trying to get stuff together. But anyways, the Local 5's Ellie Davis, she has a pretty cool story today about, what's it about? It's about children enjoying the New Year celebration in Appleton for families that didn't want to stay up late or until midnight. The Building for Kids offered a day for kids to celebrate the New Year and watch their very own ball drop. Let's go ahead and show Ellie Davis's reporter package.
Families in Appleton, they didn't have to wait until midnight to ring in the new year.
Nope, our Ellie Davis takes us to the Building for Kids, where they had Times Square right here at home.
families that don't want to stay up until midnight, the Building for Kids is offering a day where kids can come in and celebrate the new year and watch their very own ball drop.
Have kids and families who come in and celebrate the new year at various times throughout the day. So we're doing ball drops, countdowns, tons of confetti tosses, and a whole bunch of other activities.
Parents at the celebration say that events like this one help kids feel included.
Having children, it's like staying up late is not really an option at some points of the day. So it's just really special to have them bring in the new year with a bunch of other kids and have the colors and celebrations.
For others, this is a way they can teach their kids about what New Year's means while also experiencing it firsthand.
So it is good just to take it in and have them know what December 31st means and what the new year is, and to know that. And Aubrey learning how to use the calendar, so it's helping with her.
The ball drop happened at the top of every hour, so no family would miss the fun.
Recognize that families are busy. It's the holidays, so we want to be able to fit into everyone's schedule. So we have as many ball drops as we can possibly fit into one day to really just meet everyone's needs.
The Cassidys say this is a good way for kids to ring in the new year without making it to midnight.
We were just talking about what we're going to do tonight, but it's so cool that the kids can bring in the new year here and throw confetti and make something of their own. It's actually super cool because they'll probably be in bed by like 9 p.m.
In Appleton, Ellie Davis, Local 5 News.
Thanks, Ellie.
All good stuff there. Pretty cool to see that it drops at the top of every hour. So theoretically, if you want to stay there all day, you can watch the ball drop quite often. So Local 5's Daniel Schuster, another reporter on a story today. I do not have his reporter package yet, but we can talk about frostbite and hypothermia risks. They're soaring with this New Year's cold snap across northeast Wisconsin. As people prepare to ring in the new year, doctors are urging the public to take extreme cold and dangerous wind chills seriously. ThedaCare emergency medicine physician Dr. William Comfrey says cold-related injuries can happen faster than many people realize, even if someone is only outside for a short period of time. Now, Dr. Comfrey said medically in temperatures like we are going to see, even if you're not intoxicated, young or old, you can get frostbite within several minutes. Doctors say exposed skin, including the face, ears, hands, and feet, is most at risk in extreme cold. Wind chills can accelerate heat loss and increase the chance of frostbite or hypothermia. Now, alcohol just makes the situation a little more dangerous as it can cloud judgment and interfere with the body's ability to regulate temperature, making it harder for people to recognize when they're actually in trouble. Health officials recommend dressing in layers, covering all exposed skin, staying with friends, and returning to a warm environment at the first sign of symptoms like numbness, confusion, or slurred speech. Doctors also note that men, particularly young men, are more likely to suffer cold-related injuries often because they underestimate the conditions are pushed through the cold. I might be one of those men. I wore shorts to the Packer game on Saturday. It wasn't terribly cold. I mean, the weather was actually like upper 30s, low 40s maybe. But yeah, I probably should have read this article first. Anywho, moving on to another story here. We do have an update from the Calumet County Sheriff's Office on that shooting over in Hilbert. About 6 days after a woman was found with a gunshot wound to the head on Christmas Day. She unfortunately passed away at the hospital today. She was identified as 25-year-old Haley Couillard, who was on life support since the shooting around 9 p.m. Not really much other than that, just to update that Couillard had passed away, and they identified her as the victim. All right, what do we got going on here? We do have a little bit of an incident in Neenah. There was a stabbing incident that led to an arrest recently. The victim showed up early Wednesday morning at a hospital with multiple wounds. According to the Neenah Police Department, one man arrived at ThedaCare at 12:47 a.m. on New Year's Eve, appearing to have suffered multiple stab wounds following an incident that occurred earlier in the 800 block of Sherry Street. Police investigated the incident, and in a short time later, another man was arrested in connection with the stabbing. That man's name has not been identified to the public at this time. Officials say the two men are known to each other, making this an isolated incident, and there is no threat to the public. Well, I think, yeah, let's do it. Let's go ahead and hit our first commercial break. When we come back, I don't know, maybe we'll we'll continue with a couple stories, and then maybe we'll have a little fun at the end of the show. So stick right with us. We'll be back after these commercial breaks, and we hope you're enjoying New Year's Eve. Welcome back to Local 5's first 5 p.m. here on WFRV Plus. I am your host, Indiana Shills. Before we get into NFL Perry Pick'em, where I will predict Week 18's matchups heading into the playoffs, Packers do have a bit of news. They did end up putting Nate Hobbs, I believe, is out for the rest of the year after suffering an injury in Saturday's game against the Ravens. And then, excuse me, what else happened? Desmond Ridder, former Raider, former Falcon quarterback, was signed to the practice squad. And then what else happened? Clayton Tune got elevated to the active roster. Still remains in jeopardy if Jordan Love or Malik Willis will play on, when do they play? Sunday morning, early Sunday afternoon, whatever it's called. They are at Minnesota, so not a whole lot to play for. Green Bay is locked in at the 7 seed. They can't move up. They can't move down. So they are expected to rest a lot of people, but they did make a claim off waivers for Cowboys cornerback Trayvon Diggs. That's according to NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport. They're adding the former Cowboys cornerback who was waived on Tuesday. Micah Parsons tweeted, "We're back," with a saluting face. Now, obviously, Parsons and Diggs had played for a while in Dallas. Diggs is 27 years old in his 6th season in the NFL, all of which have come with Dallas, though he hasn't played a full season since 2022, having played in just 21 games in the past 3 years due to injuries, including an ACL tear in 2023. Sounds like he'll fit right in with the Packers. Diggs is a 2-time Pro Bowler and a former first-team All-Pro, which came in 2021 after he intercepted 11 passes, returned 2 for scores. He's intercepted a total of 20 passes since entering the league in 2020. Diggs is 2.5 years, or 2.5, excuse me, removed from signing a 5-year, $97 million extension with the Dallas Cowboys. The move, like we said, reunites Diggs with his former teammate Micah Parsons. The two swapped jerseys earlier when Green Bay visited Dallas in September. All right, excuse me, man. I don't feel terrible. It's kind of that meh. You know what I mean? It's just like get it over with. Thankfully, I don't have work tomorrow, so I can rest up. So you think I would? I don't know if I will. We'll see. Anyways, let's move on to, see if I hit the right button here. Move on to NFL Perry. Move the microphone over here a little bit. Now, we have some games that are, can we do this a little bit? Perfect. We have some games that have significant meaning, and a couple of them early. Saturday's games, very, very crucial to the NFL. Now, the Panthers and Buccaneers, it is not a win and get in for Tampa Bay. It's a win and get in for Carolina, however. Carolina wins, they win their division. They'll be hosting a playoff game, but they are at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay would need to win, and then they would need the Saints to beat the Falcons. So, still a lot to play for regardless. I think Tampa Bay is going to win this game, and they're going to make it interesting. They've looked really poor as of late, but you just got to expect them. They have too many playmakers on offense to be held down for so long. Baker Mayfield, he's struggled lately. Don't get me wrong, but he's a quarterback that's capable of turning it on just as fast as, anybody. Now, big game here. Saturday night, Seahawks at 49ers. Winner is the number 1 seed in the NFC. That means they get a first-round bye, and the playoffs go through wherever Seattle or San Francisco. Now, the way San Francisco looked against the Bears was incredible. I'm going to take the home team in this one. I think San Francisco gets the 1 seed. That would move, I believe, Seattle down to the 5, and then the Rams would be 6, and then the Packers 7. Now, Packers, like I said, don't have anything really to play for here. I think the Vikings are going to win that game. Well, I don't know, man. It's just like it really depends on who we're going to get. Are we going to get Jordan Love? Are we going to get Malik Willis? Are we going to get Clayton Tune? That's a very, very different outcome for either one of those quarterbacks. Now, not saying I don't think Clayton Tune can't lead the offense at all, but I don't know. It just depends on who is Minnesota starting. I believe they're starting Brosmer, but still, you know what? Give me the Packers. That's a homer pick, but whatever. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Like I said, the Falcons would need to lose for the Buccaneers to get in. I think they do. They had just beaten the Rams in a pretty interesting game. They were up early. Rams almost came back and won that game. But I think Tyler Shuck has surprised everybody in the NFL. Tyler Shuck, everybody kind of wrote him off and just like, whatever. He's just another filler quarterback until one comes along. No, he is lighting defenses up right now. Easily could be one of the better quarterbacks out of this recent draft class. And he's got something going on right now. I think I saw a stat that said the Saints have won 4 straight games for the first time since the Drew Brees era, which is remarkable to think about. Now, Browns and Bengals, I don't believe this one matters at all. I'm going to give it to the Bengals. I do think Myles Garrett breaks a sack record. He takes down Joe Burrow. If Joe Burrow is playing, I'm not sure. I think so. Cowboys, Giants, another one that doesn't matter. I will give this one to the Cowboys. The Giants have too much to lose if they win, which is ironic to say. Jaguars are going to take care of the Titans, and then Colts and Texans. I like the Texans. Colts kind of just bow out this season after, looking like a dominant team, one that I had not expected to be as good as they were. The loss of Daniel Jones, it really just kind of derailed them. So now the Bills and Jets are playing. I think this one's pretty easy. Lions and Bears. Now, that Bears loss to San Francisco, I see one of two things here. That loss humbled them, and they're going to reset, and they realize they're human because they were on one heck of a tear before that. Or that loss shattered them and broke them. If that loss breaks them, I could see the Bears losing this game and then losing in the first round of the playoffs. Personally, regardless of what happens, I think the Bears are going to win. I think the Lions really, Dan Campbell's not going to bow out. He's going to bring his A game. I think it's going to be a good game. I think the Bears eventually hold on to it, and they'll hold on to the second seed, which means we'll get a matchup with the Packers. And then Chargers, Broncos, I believe. Oh man, I think, let's take a look here. NFL standings. Let's look at the playoff picture here. I think Denver is playing for the number 1 seed. I believe they have to win. Yes, they will need to beat the Chargers or see the Patriots lose to earn the top seed in the AFC. So I think the Chargers are going to win this game, actually. Chargers kind of they lost, actually, to the Texans in that last week. But I just think they're going to bounce back here. They're going to take care of Denver. And then the Chiefs and Raiders, I'm going to go ahead and give it to the Chiefs. Like I said, Raiders just kind of have a little too much to lose if they win. They're obviously playing for that first round, first overall draft pick. And then the Rams, I'll give this one to the Rams. Rams are, they're I believe, let's see here. I'm just taking a look. they're locked into the second wild card spot regardless, right? So it doesn't matter if they can't win the division. They're playing at number 6. So 7 and 6 are locked in. And then seeding moves around a little bit in the NFC. Patriots end up winning, which means they would take control of the number 1 seed and get a first round bye in the AFC. Excuse me. Ryan Kudish would be very happy to hear that. But we'll see what ends up happening. Let's see the little write up here about the Patriots. It says Patriots clinch their division. They can still earn the top seed over the Broncos with a win over the Dolphins and a loss to the Chargers, which is exactly what I have here. So Patriots are my number 1 seed in the AFC. Eagles, they will take care of business there. Now that will not shift anything, which means the NFC would end up being 49ers would get the first round bye. The Bears, they would host the Green Bay Packers. The Philadelphia Eagles would host the Los Angeles Rams, and the Carolina Panthers would host the Seattle Seahawks. So that would be the the NFC. And then this is the big one. And it's so good that it's on a Sunday night because winner is going to the playoffs, loser is going home. Aaron Rodgers at home against Baltimore, who is, living on a prayer. This Steelers team does not look great without DK Metcalf. So I'm going to give it to the Ravens, which would make it be, let's go up to the AFC. So the Patriots would get a first round bye. The second seed would be, I believe, the Broncos. They would play against the Bills. The Jaguars would play against the Chargers, and then the Ravens would play against the Texans. So there is my predictions. I think I did that right. I might have done it wrong, but regardless, yada, yada, yada. So we're going to take our final commercial break. When we come back, I don't know. I'll just play a little bit of NFL pairing, I'll do the daily ones. How about that? All right, guys, stick with us. Happy New Year's Eve. Welcome back to Local 5's first 5 p.m. here on WFRV Plus. We are ending 2025 off with a little bit of a daily NFL NFL parry. Now, our first pick is the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a pretty easy one because I'm pretty sure Priest Holmes has one of the highest, if not the highest, scores in fantasy. Buffalo Bills, I feel like you got to go Josh Allen. Detroit, Calvin Johnson. The Giants will go Saquon Barkley. The Chargers will stick with Mr. LaDainian Tomlinson. Now that one stings. I wish we were able to take a Christian McCaffrey here, but we'll end up with I don't even know here. Randy Moss. There you go, 89 points. And then the Rams. Oh, we should have went Kittle. Well, I screwed that up. Yeah, I got it good. Whatever. That was kind of embarrassing. I'm not going to lie. And then the last one of the day before I send you guys on your way, we're going to do the NBA one. I'm going to start with Brunson. There was, what's his name? Bernard King's pretty good. Oh, man, who do I do here? Is LaMelo the play? Larry Johnson can play power forward, I guess. Golden State, Stephen Curry, easy. Heat, I'm going to say we got to take LeBron here. We'll take LeBron James. The Kings, DeMarcus Cousins. And then the Bucks, well, we got Ray Allen, Brandon Jennings, Michael Redd. I don't know. Give me Ray Allen. All right, we ended up getting 4 of 6 correct. The perfect lineup was it was Larry Johnson, it was Dwayne Wade instead of LeBron, and then it would have been so we would have gotten Giannis instead of LeBron. Not too shabby to end out the year. So that will do it for first 5 p.m. guys. We are gonna end it a little bit early here. But I hope you guys all have a fantastic new year, and make sure you guys stay out of trouble tonight. Be responsible. Don't do anything stupid. Make sure you guys are getting home safe using Ubers. Ubers are a lot cheaper than jail time. That's for sure. So, all right, guys, take it easy. We'll catch you next year.